Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us. We're just going to wait about a minute or so to let everyone get in. Hope you're all doing well. It's been a while since we've all been on Zoom webinars, so we're excited to be back, excited to have you all here with us. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get started here. So thank you all so much for joining us today for our Insider's Guide to the 2023 conference webinar. We're really happy that you're here. Before we begin, Folklines would like to gratefully acknowledge that all of its activities and that of its North American member organizations take place on Indigenous lands. Our office and this year's conference are both located on the land of the Kansa, Osage, Kickapoo, and Oceti-Sakowin nations. We invite you to use the chat and tell us about where you are joining us from, and you can find that tool at native-land.ca. It shares information about the Indigenous nations in your area, and we just dropped that link in the chat right now. I'm going to pass it on to Tisha to get us kicked off.
Hi, everyone. The webinar today will be hosted by Jared Rivers, our conference director, Marissa Koka, our FAI's communications manager, and myself, Tisha Naipaul, membership and development coordinator. We have a big team at FAI with lots of additional folks helping out during the conference. You can see them all listed on the slides currently on view. Some folks you may know, and some will be new, but we are a friendly bunch and we invite and welcome you to reach out to us. All staff members can be reached via email anytime. Addresses can be found on the staff page at www.folk.org.
All right. Today's webinar is going to consist of 4 sections, so we're covering the agenda really quickly here. Preparing for the conference, number 1, 2, practical tips, 3, programming at the conference, and 4, post-conference best practices. So let's dive into our first section, preparing for the conference, and let's talk about all the things you need to do and have happen before you arrive. Remember, if you have any questions, feel free to post them throughout the webinar. A staff member will respond to each of you individually. And if there's a group question, it will be addressed verbally at the end of each section. We will have a Q&A as well at the end of the webinar if time permits.
All right, so let's get started with section 1, preparing for the conference. The FAI conference will take place in 2023 from February 1st to the 5th in Kansas City, Missouri. To prepare for the conference, make sure you're registered. You can register by visiting our website, folk.org, and the link will be posted in the chat now. Currently, we are offering our advanced rate, which ends on October 31st. So all pricing on our website is in US dollars. As you can see, our current lowest rate is for all artists who can register if they are members for $200. Members who are not artists can register for $350 until next week. So please do not delay. Our cancellation policy, which you can find on our website, states that registration fees are all fully refundable if you cancel by December 31st, 2022. Alternatively, you may defer your registration to the 2024 conference, but a transfer has no cash value and conference transfers cannot be used toward membership fees, nor do they guarantee future exhibit space and have no cash value and cannot be refunded.
So there are several ways to receive discounts at the conference. As you can see, the best way is to become a member of Folklines. A membership starts at $70 for individuals and it saves you $100 on registration which then comes out to a $30 savings minimum. We're also proud to provide scholarships. We have both artist and industry scholarships, and all recipients must be members of Folk Alliance. The deadline for our industry scholarships this year is January 9th, 2023. Last year, we provided 26 industry scholarships, and in 2020, we gave out 93. And then for artist scholarships, that deadline is coming up soon. It is November 30th, 2022. And last year we awarded 84 of those scholarships, and in 2020 we awarded 158. So definitely apply for a scholarship if you're a first timer. And then we also have a first time presenters program that provides a complimentary registration to those who book artists for festivals or select venues. So you can contact our programming manager, Tressa. Her email is tressa@folk.org if you have any questions about that. And then we also have a referral program. To qualify for this discount, you have to be a member of Folk Alliance, just like all of the other ones. You can receive a $50 refund on your registration when referring a first timer. And when registering, the first timer just needs to put your name as the person referring in the registration form, and then the refunds will be processed after the conference. And then last year through this program, we refunded $2,150 to 29 different people. So I encourage you to pass along as many first timers as you can.
Yeah, it's a great program. Finally, we've saved the best for last, volunteering. We cannot produce this conference without our volunteers. Volunteers serve a set number of hours while they're on site. Members receive priority for volunteer shifts and serve 16 hours in exchange for the registration. Non-members are 22 hours in exchange for the free registration. And again, volunteering waives 100% of the conference registration cost. There are a limited number of volunteer shifts available, so definitely apply as soon as possible. After that, we add folks to a waiting list when all the volunteers are full. Please contact Beth Hatch, our volunteer coordinator, for any more information or questions about volunteering. Link in the chat. Let's see. Let's talk a bit about COVID safety on site at the hotel. Although verification of a COVID-19 vaccination is not required this year in order to attend the 2023 conference, masks will be required throughout the event in the spaces that we manage. We ask that our attendees only remove their masks while they're actively eating or drinking. And the mandate is in place because we are gathering so close together in these spaces inside of the hotel. And we have individuals from many countries with folks that just must stay safe in order to work as artists in their career. So please protect your entire community by keeping your mask on. And we want to host a successful and safe event. It is possible that this mandate will change based on the health and safety concerns closer to the conference. And we will make a final decision on this, monitoring all of the sources that we have in late January. Let's talk a little bit about travel and accommodations now. Some information about travel and accommodations are, if you are coming in from abroad, please take a moment to visit the visa requirements page of our website. Link is going into the chat. But in short, if you're coming to this business event, you are not coming to work. So you do not require a work visa. Please be sure to verify that all of your own personal travel requirements, though. There is a letter on that page that you can print and bring with you to the border, and all official showcase artists will receive a similar letter via email. In fact, I think those have already gone out. Tisha?
Yeah, a little bit about accommodations. So our host hotels, the Westin Crown Center and the Sheraton in Kansas City, are both offering discounted rates until January 23rd at 5 p.m. only. Both hotels are connected via an enclosed walkway, and conference events will be taking place primarily in the Westin Hotel. There is a great gym, indoor and outdoor pools, and a large selection of restaurants and stores in the hotel complex. And the benefit of just being able to walk to your room at the end of a long day or night is definitely worth it. And frankly, we need folks to stay at the hotel in order to afford the use of the space. So please book your rooms today. If for some reason when you're booking, it states that rooms are not available, please just change your arrival and departure date to find the available rooms. Travel time from the airport to the hotel is about 30 minutes once you're in a vehicle. Taxi and Uber are available to order at the airport. You can also arrange your own group transportation with service providers like Super Shuttle, but we do not provide transportation from the airport to the Westin or have any preferred partners. As a final note on travel, in a few weeks, we'll have a private space for conference attendees to connect with other delegates to inquire about ride or room sharing. So stay tuned for that.
And that's a really good segue into connecting with the community and using advanced resources to help you prepare to attend the conference. We have a lot of resources that can help you prepare for the conference. First one being social media. Please follow us. We are on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn. We also have a YouTube channel, of course. We post a lot of information about the conference there, but I would say the most important place that you will get information from is by subscribing to our email list. This is absolutely the best way to stay up to date on all that is happening. And I just want to note that we do send out emails to all of our conference attendees pretty regularly, but a lot of people have unsubscribed to our email list in the past, and we cannot manually add you back. So every year we have this problem where a lot of people aren't receiving those emails. So if you think you aren't getting emails and you're registered for the conference, please reach out to us. You can email me directly, you can email anyone on staff, and we'll take care of that for you. And then second, we also have a mobile app. It is not available just yet, but it is a fantastic resource for being on the ground at the conference. And you'll want to make sure to enable push notifications. This app should be available around mid-December. And again, we'll send out an email and post on social media when that's ready. And then, of course, we have our website, folk.org/conference. We have a ton of information, everything you need to know about the conference on there. We're adding new stuff as different programs get finalized. We'll have the full schedule up there, so just make sure to bookmark our website. And then there's also the attendee list, which is available on our website and will eventually be in the mobile app too. You can just use that to browse all of the attendees who are coming to the conference. And then consult the schedule. It's also on our website under the Attend tab on the conference page of our website. And it is continually updated leading up to the conference. Over the next month or so, we're going to have a lot more information going up there. And again, we'll be sending out emails about everything that we're announcing. So if you're having any trouble getting emails, please reach out to us and we will absolutely help you with that.
Yeah. So Marissa shared all this great information. Now what, right? So what are you going to do with all this information? We recommend setting goals and making connections with this information. So let's cover some of these really important parts of this in planning preparation for the conference. So number one, setting your goals and making your plan. Number two, connect with other delegates ahead of time and set up meetings with them. Number three, understand the best ways to promote what you're doing and as well as knowing what not to do. So let's talk a little bit about that. When you're setting goals, think about what you're hoping will come out of this event for you. Be very specific. Try not to aim for everything because it's impossible. If you could have 10 people attend your showcase, who would those 10 people be? And what is your exact plan to get those 10 people to your showcase? You know, these are great questions. You'll be able to use all those resources that Marissa mentioned to find answers. In advance of the conference, FAI is offering a series of one-on-one networking sessions for conference delegates to take short meetings with industry professionals. These are offered on a first-come, first-served basis, and you can access those meeting signups by visiting the link, you guessed it, in the chat. Registration for these meetings will open mid-December, so stay tuned for that. Also, in advance of the conference, artists are invited to connect with the folk DJ community at an event called Folk DJs Unlock. This year it is sponsored by Artmenius Radio. Let's see, it's scheduled for January 24th. Sign up in advance, pitch your music in a fun and fast-paced hour attended by many DJs and artists alike. You can find out more by visiting the link in the chat. Marissa.
So in terms of connecting with people who you hope to meet in person at the conference, like I mentioned earlier, a great tool is using the attendee list, which is available to all of our members. And we're going to drop a link in the chat and it is also on our website. Once you figured out who you want to connect with, send them an email and make the connection personal and warm. Please make sure to find out about your invitees before you reach out. Make sure you know who they are and what their work is, and make sure that it's relevant when you're reaching out to them. But also, please note that you are not allowed to simply copy the list and just send the same email to everybody. We ask that you review the anti-spam legislation posted on the page linked in the chat. Best practice is to send individual and personalized emails to specific people that you have researched. When people get spammed with showcase invitations that are clearly not a personal invitation, it shows you disregarded this basic request, which is not a good look for you.
All right, let's move on to part 2 of the agenda, practical tips. So we're going to talk specifically to those who are attending in person. So when you arrive on site, here's what to expect. You'll go towards the registration area, which is on the lobby level of the hotel. You will then print your badge and you can grab a program book and pocket guide if you selected to have one when you registered. As we mentioned before, building a schedule to avoid FOMO, fear of missing out, is one of the best practical tips we can offer. So for those attending in person, we want to make sure to download the mobile app so that you can have your schedule with you. When you're able to access the app, I encourage you to look at the schedule in its entirety before you begin so that you don't miss out on anything. Once you scan through the list, you can start narrowing down what you want to focus on. And when you find a panel that interests you, you can add it to your agenda.
That's right. And there are many different threads, from panels and meetings to the exhibit hall, showcases. There are even social gatherings that take place. Take time to explore these options before the conference starts. After you've made these selections, these will become visible in your unique schedule, like Tisha said. There are many opportunities for you to participate throughout the day, so don't forget to find time in your calendar to recharge. Here's some of the things we recommend from, I think, conference veterans. Number one, seriously, try to get some rest. Another great reason to stay at the hotel in person. You can pop up to your room and relax, even if it's just to catch a nap. Bring extra shoes. You are going to be standing and walking way more than normal. Wash your hands. There's going to be plenty of hand sanitizing stations. Use them. Exercise. Take advantage of the hotel gym and the outside pool, even though February may or may not have that pool active. Let's see, moderate intake, excuse me. So in other words, take it easy on the alcohol, right? Remember that you are attending a business conference and people need to see you at your best. Remember your goals that you set earlier. It's good to have them printed out in your room so that kind of at the beginning or the end of each day, you're checking in with yourself and reviewing those goals. Marissa?
All right, so let's talk about programming at the conference. We have a lot of programming that we're really excited about, a lot of it tying into our theme of sustainability, but I just wanted to highlight a few right now. So this year, all of our conference content is going to be presented in person at the conference hotel, starting with the Wednesday night International Folk Music Awards show, which will be live streamed and fully accessible with captions and ASL interpretation. We're also offering enhanced programming this year. First, the Black American Music Summit will take place within the structure of the conference. This convening will make space for Black artists and industry alike to offer each other guidance, tools, and empowerment, where the guiding question for participants will be, how do we lift our gaze, make our presence stronger in the folk music industry, and empower our careers and our community? I'm very excited for that. We also have Compose Your Career, which is returning. We're partnering again with them to produce a day-long in-person workshop during the conference, which will be led by Jamie Stone with some of the core Compose Your Career information. And if you haven't heard of Compose Your Career, it's an online course that teaches independent musicians how to create a sustainable career. It's a really great program, and we will have more details about the schedule and other information about the workshop up on our website soon, and also in an email. Another event that's happening this year will be Songs of Hope, Songs of Change, which is a grassroots multi-artist concert featuring contemporary inspirational songs about climate and social justice written by our community. This concert, which is open to conference registrants only, will take place on Sunday, February 5th, and was inspired by the 2022 conference panel, Climate Emergency, Real Calls to Action for the Music Industry, in which one of the panelists offered a call to action for the artists in the folk alliance community to create a soundtrack that is popular, that is hopeful, and that rallies us, that talks to our hearts as well as our heads. That's what this emergency mobilization moment really needs from all of you. Find out more about that at the link in the chat where you can submit your song for consideration to participate in the concert.
All right. So there are many networking opportunities at the conference. So folks can join us in the exhibit hall happening from 12 to 4 p.m. in the Century B Ballroom in Kansas City to learn about and connect with many organizations and companies within the music industry who are representing their work at the conference and excited to specifically connect with delegates. So regional gatherings, peer sessions, and affinity groups are a chance for folks to connect with each other and with those who share their geographical, professional, and personal identities, as the case may be. A new offering this year is an exciting new event called House Concerts Unlocked, in which artists will be randomly selected and invited to give a 1-minute teaser of what house concert hosts can expect if they book them, and vice versa, as house concert hosts can also submit their names to share a bit about their venue and what they're looking for. And as always, Meet the Vote DJs will be a chance for artists to share their latest recordings with our valued radio community. Regardless of how, when, or where you're meeting people, just make sure to save business cards and write a salient detail on each as you get it so that you can make a personal connection to the recipient of your follow-up. Take notes to help you remember.
All right. Let's talk about the music and showcasing strategies. Official showcases take place each evening from Thursday night through Saturday night. That's February 2nd through the 4th. This year we will have 9 showcase stages, and you can easily jump from one room to another as they're all located within the Westin Hotel. The start times are staggered between the rooms to give the maximum opportunity to see everyone you want to see and discover new artists. We are hosting showcases this year in Benton's on the 20th floor again. We missed it last year, but we've hosted there in previous years. And we will have a dedicated elevator with an operator to ferry delegates up and down directly to the ballroom level with no stops. We created a nice little break between daytime programming and official showcases so that folks can grab dinner and recharge for a full evening of music. Following the official showcases, private showcases are back in full swing this year. Private showcases are late night events that take place Wednesday through Saturday from 10:30 p.m. to 3 a.m. And so that's on the 5th and the 6th and 7th floors of the Westin Crown Center, primarily in guest rooms, but some also in suites. We will have dozens of rooms sprinkled on the 5th, 6th, and 7th floors. Private showcases are acoustic in nature, no amplification or sound systems in the standard rooms, but there are limited sound systems available in the suites and the premium rooms. Sets run from 15 to 30 minutes, depending on the presenter, and some presenters do charge for a nominal fee to help the underwriting cost of presenting the room and hospitality. I would say average fees run between $20 to $30 for a showcase slot, but many do not charge and offer maybe a trade of performance slot in other rooms. Artists who are looking to sign up for private showcases, go research the private showcase presenter list. It is updated weekly. We started updating it in September. And hosts that have space for booking will put their email address right there in that list. So artists can send them a very specific email asking to play in their room and presenting what you do as an artist. Again, this is not for bulk communication. So what should you do? You should start early. Rooms do fill up fast, and any available space is usually filled very quickly. So get involved with it now, get to that resource now, get registered now. Artists are limited to 6 private showcases over the 4 nights. We've had this restriction for a couple years, but we're really trying to get the word out there. So we've heard some people still don't know that this applies. And it is the artist's responsibility to manage this number. Why are we doing this? It is about respect for your fellow artists, so we're not overloading on showcases where some people have a lot and a few have none at all. Marissa?
In addition to all of the other private showcases that are independently produced, Folk Alliance is actually going to be hosting a few this year. We have our First Timers Room, the Indigenous Room, the Traditional Music Room, and the Ethno USA Room. These rooms are on the private showcase floors and are available to any artist who is registered for the Folk Alliance International Conference. Placement in these is first come, first serve. So if you're interested, please complete the form that we will drop in the chat now to apply for a spot in one or more of those rooms. Private showcase performances will be listed in the conference mobile app, and we are also bringing back the pocket guide by popular demand, and that will be a physical schedule of the private showcases. Artists, private showcases are your time to shine, so please make sure that your name is visible as people walk into the room, and make sure to repeat your name throughout your performance. Everyone who comes in, we get really excited about artists, and a lot of times we don't know who their name is. So make sure to repeat that a few times while you're performing. And as you meet people throughout the day, make sure to have something that you can hand folks or that they can take a photo of with their camera. That includes your name, your contact information, and where they can see you perform. And business cards or even just postcards are a lot better than CDs. Many folks do not have the capacity to travel home with CDs or bulky merchandise, so please keep that in mind. And as you're advertising your showcase, please remember that our poster policy only allows the private showcase host to hang up posters, and this is for safety reasons. For artists, we also have affordable digital advertising available on screens throughout the conference where you can advertise your showcases. And if you'd like to learn more about that, we're going to drop the link in chat as well.
All right, we've come to part 4 of our webinar, post-conference. So here's how to make the most of the learning and the connections you made during your time at the conference. So let's reevaluate our conference goals. What follow-up needs to occur to be able to reach those goals? Have you reached some of your goals already? Save business cards and write a detail on each as you get it so that you can make a personal connection to the recipient of your follow-up and take notes to help you remember. Be sure to be thorough. Timely follow-up is key. Initial communication within a week, follow-up within 2 weeks, send a thank you email with a personal touch. These are all ways to make those good connections. Consider attending an FAI regional conference. We have regional conferences that take place with our SWRFA conference in Texas, SURFA in North Carolina, NERFA in New Jersey, FARM in Illinois, and Far West in California. So be sure to look into those. All right, so thank you all for joining us today. We hope you found this useful. A transcript of this will be available as an attachment with this webinar when it is made available on our YouTube channel. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact us at fai@folk.org or give us a call, which is 816-221-3655 during our office hours from 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. So we look forward to seeing you all in February, and thank you so much for being here.